Okay, good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and start. We have a huge agenda. Everyone should have their P card policy. And if we didn't print a whole bunch, a lot of people attend online, so sorry, we're short, but you have, what we've created is a card holder quick reference for you. We'll have all of this online by the end of the week. We're just trying to learn the system, get all the documents ready for training, and train you all before the fiscal year ends. So this has been a journey for us in finance. As you know, we're implementing Chart 5, a new chart of accounts, and this is the first piece of the rollout of our implementations that we're doing in finance. So thank you all for joining. It's very important that you're here today, that you hear from us, the new changes, the new updates, and other exciting things. Just remember, everything with the JP Morgan is going to be your new Chart 5 account string focal as we're talking today. So you don't need to know your numbers. Don't panic. But if I'm referencing numbers that you don't remember or recognize, it's only because it's the new chart. So let's get started. We've got people online. Thank you as well for joining. We are going to distribute cards by the end of the training today. For those of you that have attended, you'll need to read the P card policy and sign the agreement on the back of the policy in order for Donna to give you your card. All right, let's. No.
It is. So, right? Are you guys seeing it in the chat? What? Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't, right? Are they online? I don't know. I am. So
You can stop it or not. It's up to you. If it's
I can see it.
Does it help you with my accent? Okay. So we have the agenda today is just to go over some high notes of the P card policies, some high topics of what's allowable, what's not allowable, some reminders on processes. Those types of things haven't changed. We're going to learn payment net for cardholders. We're also going to review towards the end the transaction approvers, what you need to do as transaction approvers, and we're going to distribute our new cards. So the intro to the P card program. P card is just an alternative purchasing method for anything that you need to do online, for any travel related expenses, and any low dollar commodities. This is for business use only. Can't say that enough. P card administrator is Donna Toothaker. So if you see that term in the policy, if you see the term in your quick reference or procedure manual, that would be Donna Toothaker. I am her backup, and that is for when she's out on vacation, takes time off, or after hours, because as we know, trips and other things that happen, crises occur, and you need somebody to call. So that would be me. So the P card limits that we will have on your new card, you're going to be allowed 5 transactions per day. You're going to be allowed 20 transactions in a single month. You're going to have a $500 single purchase limit and a $5,000 limit for the month. What does that mean? A single purchase. You're going to go out to the store, you forgot something, you need something today, like last night I needed an envelope and we didn't have one. Go to Staples, take your card, get it, you're getting the item, you're using the card, and you're going to leave with that item, right? Or you're going to use it for travel, you're going to book your hotel, your airfare, and all of that. There's no receiving involved. If you order online, the items will come to campus. I'll go over that in a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Remember, P cards are set up by merchant codes. Merchant codes, we have 8 pages of merchant codes that we will also have online, but there's 8 pages. So what happens when a vendor decides to open their business, they set up their credit card machines with an MCC code. If you go to somewhere like a flea market, their MCC code might be set up for something that's on our excluded list. And we don't want you to purchase from those types of things. You want to look for vendors that are dependable, they allow returns, they guarantee their product. Think terms and conditions, right? That if it's broken, that they're responsible if you need to return something. So if the merchant code of whoever you're using has an MCC code that is not allowable, it's going to reject that transaction. So it might not be your card. Do not, if your card does not work, do not use a personal credit card and ask to be reimbursed for the item. If it's not allowed, it's more than likely not an allowable purchase, the vendor itself. So wanted to remind all of you of that. If you need a temporary increase in your limit, that is allowable. You just need to notify us, meaning Donna primarily and me as alternative, of your need to increase the limit. We can do that, and it updates the limit. It takes, what, 30 minutes maybe for it to go through the process and update to your card so that when you make the transaction, the limit will be there. It's only a temporary increase. And what that means is that as soon as that transaction processes and it hits your account, then we're going to put that your limit back to the $500 and the regular limits. But we need that transaction to process before we can reset it. But that's what temporary means. It's not for the month or anything like that. Examples of allowable purchases. This is, again, $500 or less. So think of things like subscriptions. You may need, I know, like in marketing, they need to do an online order and that amount's going to be over the $500 threshold. Call us, let us know what you're trying to do. We'll increase that limit. There shouldn't be a lot, and it should be just for minimal things that the temporary increase needs to occur. Any type of equipment rentals that are short term, if it's over $500, you cannot use the card. You need to use a purchase order. You need to process it like you normally do through MAT. Anything that you need to drop off, dry cleaners, or you just need to go and purchase something at Staples, like I said. You need to stop by Home Depot and buy something for parts, something broke. That's what it's meant for. Any tickets for events, if you're going on an event, if you're taking students on an event, and you're going to be buying tickets there, yes, you'll need to use your card. Let us know of what your estimated amount of purchase is going to be for those tickets for the students, and we'll make the arrangement on the card to increase the limit for that day. It's meant to be a convenience for you, but we still have purchasing rules and regs that we have to follow. So don't circumvent procurement. If it's over 500 and there's terms and conditions that are attached to that purchase, you want a PO. We want to protect the school. We want to protect the liabilities. We need terms and conditions. That's the reason for the PO. One of the reasons. So anything $500 or less is usually not a problem. Don't split the order. Don't go to Home Depot. You need 2 things. It exceeds $500. Don't run 2 transactions. Don't buy 1 item on the card and turn around and process right after that the next item as a separate sale. That would be called circumventing the rules. That would be considered a violation. Examples of restricted, same as usual, no alcohol. You can't do any type of cash advance on this card. eBay, any internet sites, they're not allowable in general. Gifts for other employees, that's not allowable. Leases, lease to purchase, it's not allowed. And think about it too. A lot of those are over the $500. You're going to do a PO anyway. You need your terms and conditions for the vendor to recognize. Any type of furniture, any firearms, any ammunition, those types of things, they're not allowed. We need a PO. So prior to making a purchase, you need approval to purchase. So I'm going to say, hey, Josh, I need to go to Staples. I need to buy some sticky notes. I need them for training tomorrow. Sure, no problem. I'm going to go to Staples. I'm going to get the item. What did I not do? I did not look at my budget to make sure I had the money available in my account first. So make sure you look at your budget. If you don't know how, ask your admin person or your person that's responsible for your budget. Do we have enough money for me to go purchase this? As long as you do, no problem. Take the card and happy spending. Make sure the items are allowed to be purchased with the P card. Make sure that the total doesn't exceed the 500. No splitting or circumvention of the limit. Also, make sure you are not charged tax. On your P card, for your convenience, we put below your name on the card, we put the actual tax ID number for the campus. So you can have the tax ID for the vendor. This is your tax ID. If they refuse, do not purchase. You're responsible for getting that tax off the receipt. If they charge it, you're just going to have to go back and get them to take it off or return the item, buy it somewhere else that allows tax exempt. Make sure if you are ordering online with your P card that you put the delivery to the attention of your name or your department. What will happen is the online order gets here to central receiving and then they don't know what to do with it. We have a lot of that happening now with Walmart orders, Amazon orders. Make sure you put your attention to your name or your department so that we know where to deliver it. Stephanie is actually not here. Oh,
She had an
okay. So Stephanie was going to come and do a little reminder of the branding guidelines. Branding guidelines they still matter. They're very important for our campus, for the identity of our campus. Please make sure you follow those branding guidelines. Colors, logos, everything. If you're buying a bunch of giveaways for a student event, make sure that you're following those branding guidelines. If you're ordering anything with the logo on it, I do believe Stephanie needs to approve it prior to you placing that order. So please remember, even though you have a P card, those rules are still intact. You still need to get your approvals. Same goes for IT. You shouldn't be purchasing technology on the P card, but there are times when there's software or something I could see a license or something for one person tried to get through. Make sure Dan's aware and his staff and that you have the approval to do that. It needs to be compatible with our system and servers and stuff. Okay, so for those of you that have set up your user ID and you've logged in to JP Morgan's Payment Net, this is the home screen. You're welcome to follow along. Donna and I are learning as we go. So we're learning this just as we're trying to teach you. We just realized late yesterday in our weekly meeting with JP Morgan that some of the cards we didn't actually set up to tie your card to your org structure, your hierarchy. So we'll be working on that in the next week or two. The cards cannot be used till July 1st. So everything will be ready by then. But right now, if you're logging in and you don't see your card, it's just because we haven't tied it to your username. So we'll be working on that in the next week or two. Hopefully by the next training on June 4th, which is just a duplicate of this training, we'll be able to have people go in and actually go into JP Morgan and play around as we're speaking. But if you want to do that. I just don't know what you're going to be able to see. This is the home screen. This is what my home screen looked like. I took a snapshot of it. This is paymentnet.jpmorgan.com is the address. If you do not have a user ID or if you do not have a card, see me, email me for an application so that you can apply, for those of you that have not done so. Once you apply, the request to approve your application for the card comes to us, me and Donna. We go in and we approve it and we assign your card, and it will come in about 3 to 5 business days. So if you need the link for the application, please reach out. But here's what the home screen looks like. So you can see up here, there are different roles. You have to make sure there's some of you in the room that are card holders and transaction approvers. Card holder it just means you're allowed to go out and purchase. And then once you come back, you have to review your transaction, attach your receipts, and then it automatically routes to your supervisor, dean, VP, or whoever's been set up or designated as your transaction approver to approve the transaction. So no more P card logs, no more statement logs. That is no longer a thing. Yes, we are making headway. We're going to save some trees in the process. So that's all you have to do. You use your card, and I'll show you here in a minute how to attach your receipt, but it routes to the transaction approver. So if you're more than a card holder and like Jason, make sure that your selected role is card holder if you're using your card to attach your receipts. Your credit limit, right now, mine is set at 500. The credit limit that you'll have for the month will be 5,000. Your single transaction limit will be 500 like before. All those limits will be assigned to your card once we activate it come July 1st. It is not activated now. I think the credit limits are $5 on all the cards right now. So you cannot use it. Here is a help screen. If you click on the help, it actually has a tool that will give you help for the page that you're on. It's not very helpful. What Donna and I have found, you just have to get in and play with it. If you have questions, just give us a call. Maybe we know the answer. If we don't, we can ask JP Morgan to teach us. So we're all learning together at this point. So you can see I have 2 authorizations for the month, and I have a total of $175 that I have spent in this current billing cycle. Down here, items waiting for your action. So I know that one of those transactions out of the 2 are waiting for me to review it, to agree that you have to review it, which you're acknowledging that it is your charge. You can click on transactions here to view your transaction, or you can come over to the left side on this menu here and click all transactions. One thing before we get to transactions, just in case you needed to know anything, you can go to my cards. You can look at your account detail. You can see what hierarchy ID you're assigned to. This is important for the routing process, and that is it. It's for routing for the transaction approvers. If you are a dean or a VP, your hierarchy is going to be for the whole entire family. Like Jason has 3,000 in his new chart. So Jason's approval is going to be at the 3,000 level, and then all the children, which are all the org codes under the 3,000, which is your children, will follow up to Jason for approval on the transaction. We have the transaction hierarchy description, and the status is active. When you log in for the first time, you're not going to be in active status because we haven't activated your cards yet. Over here on the right, you can set or change a PIN. I don't think that is something that you need. because I think that's for cash advances. I don't think it works. Don't know that for sure. To report, well, we'll get all of that. Here's some shortcuts and links. Let's just keep going. All right, I'm going to click on transactions. I'm going to click on all transactions here on the left, and you will see two that are up. One I've already assigned, and how I know that is it says reviewed, and I've already attached the receipts. That's what this paperclip means. It means something is attached to it. So the second one here, it says new. That means it just posted to the account, and I need to review it. So I'm going to click on that by checking the box, and I'm going to click upload receipts. I'm going to then, once you hit upload receipts, it's going to ask for your file. So let's take a step back. When you go to the store or when you do an online order, save that to a location on your C drive or your OneDrive, because when you upload the receipt, you need to, when this pop-up comes up, you click the browse button. It will then go to your drive. You find your receipt wherever you saved it. So if you've gone to a store and you have the actual receipt in your hand of the store receipt, you can scan that and save it to your computer and upload it that way. So we attach it here. So this is the receipt. I'm going to fill out the rest of the information. I'm going to fill out the receipt name, the receipt date, a description of what it was, the amount, and of course, US dollars. I'm going to click upload receipt, and it will attach it with that paperclip. The next thing that you will do is it comes to the transaction where you have to actually code it and review the transaction. So you code it to where you want the FOPL, to where you want the receipt paid. So I'm choosing T1210 Trust. That's our old 10200 number. The 5000 org code, which is the old 2000 number for finance. Your account codes stay the same and your program codes stay the same. And we don't have an activity code for this expense. You scroll down by using the down arrow. There's a transaction box right below that FOPL string. You have to enter something there or it will not allow it to process. We are asking them to put a little red asterisk so that you know it's required and they're looking into that. But just know you need to put something in here. You can duplicate what you did on the receipt. Anything that helps you remember what it is. Donna?
If there's nothing in there, it was in the red.
Yes, ma'am. Jess? Sarah, miss? Yes. Yes. If you,
Sorry.
that's okay. Nope. That's okay. I love it. So when you're editing a transaction, you can divide the lines. And I believe this has to be at the cardholder level. I apologize. It would not let me do it because mine had already been through the process. We don't have a lot of data to test with. But if you when you click on add lines, it will ask you how many lines you need. So if you're splitting it 2 ways, you need 2 lines, 3 ways, 3 lines, etc. This is the instructions for how to do it. So when you click add lines, it'll ask you how many. You just put the number. Then there's an expand all button that you click, and then you just type in the FOPL like you would. And it's the same. It looks the same as like a PO, how you have the split PO. You can delete. You can also remove as well. There are buttons there for that. Again, if you're there, you can go to your help button on the side left. That's where I got this. Okay, so you go to your help button and do help for this screen and it'll be there. Missing receipts. We've all experienced it. We've all had it. You come back from your trip. you've lost your luggage receipt or whatever. Sometimes it can't be duplicated, but we want you to try. We need you, if you're at a restaurant, if you had picked up the receipt at Home Depot, I need you to go back. They can get it off your card usually, the receipt, and print you out another card. We need the actual receipt. Um, if if you if you have the credit card slip, that's not itemized, so that is not acceptable. We need the itemized list for the auditors. So make sure that the list is itemized. If all of your attempts have failed and you cannot reproduce the receipt, either the vendor won't allow you or it was out of town and you can't get back there, and they're not helpful over the phone, we get it. You tried. We need you to fill out a missing receipt affidavit. Donna and I have those forms. Contact us. We'll send you a missing receipt affidavit. And all that says is what it was, and it gives us all of the detail, and it just tells us it is truly missing so that the auditors will know that we've attempted to locate the receipt. We don't want people to violate this ability or use it too much. But we're leaving that up to you to be responsible. And what I do when I'm traveling is I keep an envelope, just put all my receipts in the same envelope. There's other tips if you need help or some ideas on, oh, I misspelled that. Huh. Sorry about that. Misuse of cards. Repetitive failure to follow the procurement card policies. We are going to have to hold people accountable, and that would be repetitive failure. We're going to have a temporary suspension of your card. After 3 violations, 3 strikes, you're out kind of thing. Privileges will be revoked for the remainder of the year. And if repeat misuse occurs, which I highly doubt that will, because you all are responsible, we can permanently revoke your privileges. But we got to say it, right? We got to have it in there. Examples of misuse, personal transactions. You cannot deliver items to your home. The splitting of transactions to circumvent the limit. Like I said earlier, you're making 2 transactions happen because it exceeds the 500. And unallowed commodities, like what's on the list. There's additional items in the list. I just did a little snippet of what I could fit. But there's the P card policy has more items. What happens if you've lost your card or it was stolen? It is the card holder's responsibility to report their card lost or stolen. The number to call, it's on the back of your card, but if you lose it, you're not going to have the number. So it is in the policy, it's on the training manual, and you can call Donna and I too. We can give it to you. But here's the number. But you also need to inform Donna because you're going to have to fill out a form. We need the form for the auditors to track the card and to create a stop on your card and to open or generate a new card for you. And we need that form to do so. That's on the addendum to the policy. We went really quick. So if you all have any questions, now will be the time. We're going to distribute your cards. So if you want to sign the P card policy, the user agreement on the back, we have additional copies of the agreement. Donna can give you your card today.
You guys move to your department, we need a list of the employees, we need an attendance stuff. Who was? Yes. That's Jessica, sorry.
Yeah.
So, in reviewing a couple of the policies online, we saw, a thing that says if you're tipping, you can't tip more than 15%. Is that accurate on the P card as well? Okay, and can I just ask why we're allowing only 15% when the standard is 20? And it feels rude to do 15%. When we have a large group. Is that like a state standard or is it a college standard?
That I don't know.
I do not know. I thought it was IRS, but a business expense.
Is there a exception to that as to when we can be 20% of the fee?
So can I speak to that? So what? I have made exceptions for, because there is that 10%, like when you go over PO 10% or you travel obligations over 10%. I have made that exception because it is, like you said, it's not really standard. And I think that to change any policy, it like needs to go to the board, and so I think that's the delay. I think it probably will be raised at some point.
Okay.
But that's why we do that as well. But it does feel like we knew that.
I have other questions too, I'm sorry.
Yeah, keep going.
So if we're looking travel for staff and should we be using, like, if I'm looking travel for staff, can I use my card?
Yes.
To book for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Um,
cannot share cards.
Yeah. I got that one.
Yeah. It was just meals, in lieu, yes, in lieu of per diem is not allowed, but yes, we can change that. These are great questions. Don't know if you heard that online, but if you are buying gift cards with your P card, we do still need the list of people that you hand the gift cards out to, just like usual. Yes. Our rule is currently in the gift card policy that $25 is a thank you is the limit. Yep, it is. It is. Business purpose. It has a business purpose.
In the past, when we've done travel, and remember how it'll have like a cancel CR on the right side of it, if it's posted, do you still want a receipt of those?
Yes. Yes. If you have a credit on your account, we need the receipt for the credit. Yes.
What's the difference between a thank you for helping us in our bridge program and a gift showing gratitude?
The taxable value. Yeah, the taxable value. You're welcome. Remember when you get your card, make sure your name is spelled correctly. Make sure the tax ID number is correct. Sign the back of your card. And we're going to say that saving your card number in your phone is not recommended. And why is that? Because we purchase so much personal stuff, I know I do, on my phone. I don't want my work credit card to be saved in my phone to accidentally purchase something with that card. That was the only reason. So if you're responsible, and that's not a problem for you, it would be for me. So we're just saying we recommend you not do that as a safety feature, so you don't order personal stuff on the card. That's it. But keep your cards safe in your possession or locked up in your office. If you don't purchase a lot, you don't travel a lot, it's recommended that you keep it locked up, keep it safe. Just like it's a personal credit card of your own on how you would handle it. Um, do not let anyone else use your card. The card is in your name. If you find that someone else in your department needs a card, have the supervisor, department head send the request. We'll get them a card. No big deal. Also, big news. We are going to allow shipping directly to the Fitchburg campus and Autotech. We're not allowing Leominster yet because Leominster has issues with their location and their deliveries there in that building, not for any other reason. Just we got to figure out a way to get that, and I'll work with Sabine later to do that. But Ashley? Yes, ma'am. If you still want it here, feel free. If it's yeah. So just know that is an option that we are to start allowing. Absolutely. Thank Jay Bry. Okay, that was all I had for card holders today. Yes. Right? Like a marketplace. Yeah. It is allowed. I think where we're going with that online auction site is a trusted source, right? And that they're going to deliver it. They're going to have terms and conditions that if the item is not received, they'll give you a credit. That's the most important thing because we're buying it and then they're shipping it. So we have no recourse if they're not a responsible vendor. So that is our hesitancy. And a lot of times, I know media serve, so they have a lot of old, outdated equipment. They can't find parts anymore. eBay is the only source for them. We work with Art. He lets us know what he's doing, what he's after, what he's looking for. We allow him to ship it or allow him to buy it. We look it over and we allow it. It's going to be hit or miss if you need something from eBay like that, but I think marketplace is pretty safe. I've not experienced a problem with them. And if we do, the amount is really small. It's not like we're ordering $500 from, well, you might from the library, but my prices are usually like $2 and $4. Gail, did you have a question? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Any fund source. hmm Any fund source. No, it cannot be sent inter-office mail. You have to come to campus. Sorry about that. We need to make sure we safely give you the credit card in your possession, in your hand. And we need you to sign that user agreement. But if there's a lot of you, maybe Donna and I can make a field trip. We're getting out of the basement. Party. Are there any questions? More questions? All right, awesome. So we'll pause for a minute and let the card holders that are not transaction approvers, they can leave. We can come up and get your card. Donna will have that.
Remember we looked at yours yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a chance.
All right, you got a picture of that.
I didn't even know I was getting it.
Okay.
So, I mean, Sarah Dorsey managing her?
Yes.
Mine? Yeah, no, I don't see.
Yeah.
I don't. see this one. This is how much.
On the list to get this.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I would say is, have it, if we don't end up using it, always terminate it and give it back to us, but I know I am. It's tricky, I'm not saying. It's Joyce always did all that. And so I thought, this is still going to, don't anticipate that. Just so that I take it for now, and then if you find. Yeah, I can't imagine looking at the list of things. Yeah, the only one I really do is Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'd probably do it at IPR anyway, because it's over 500. Yeah. Yeah, so, so I would take it.
So just, anyone is welcome to stay through the next piece. It's not going to take but maybe 10 minutes. A lot of people didn't understand what transaction approvers role is. So things once you start using the P card and you want to open up transaction approvers, like I don't know that the deans are going to have a whole lot of time to go in and approve every transaction for their department. But that's how we've set it up because that's what we explained to you. But as we're learning more, I just don't know that you're going to have the time or want to have the time to do that. But so please feel free to stay. We'll just go through this real quick. Like I said, shouldn't take but a few minutes. Here are, here are the transaction approvals. Again, I don't have a whole lot. I think I, yeah, all right. Sarah, that will share. Great, thank you. Oh, okay, sorry, I don't have a lot of those printed. Okay, so the transaction approver quick reference guide is what I just handed out. It's literally, I think, yeah, it's not very long at all, 6 pages. But it's basically, let's define the roles. Your card holders, your employees that are going out and making the purchases. The transaction approvers are designated as the supervisor, department head, deans, vice president, and president to approve the actual transactions for their cost centers in their division. The program administrator, again, is Donna and myself as backup. When you log in to JP Morgan PaymentNet, again, you have to come up to the top and select your role. If you have 2 choices. You'll have a card holder, you'll have transaction approver if you are one. So make sure you're in the transaction approver role. This is the home screen for the transaction approvers. You're going to see on the right items waiting for action from you. If there is something that needs to happen or if you have things waiting for your approval, you can click there or you can come over here on the left side and click transactions here. It looks just like the card holders when they attach the receipt. You're going to see that you're going to click the box, click anywhere in here. You'll see the receipt that's attached. I did all transactions so I could see what was in there. So Matt has processed something for Walmart. I can click on the actual item. I can click on the receipt. I can view everything. When I go in to view the actual transaction, I'm going to make sure that it's coded correctly. I'm going to make sure that there's notes in the field and that the explanation makes sense to me and that I approved it. I'm going to select approve. I'm also going to select approval 2. It should be Donna Toothaker. It should be as the role. In this situation, because Jay and Josh are the VPs for the family and children, because I'm the middle manager, I actually have 3 as approver 2s. So I have to select it. You shouldn't have that. Your approver 2 should automatically have Donna's name. But in case it doesn't, hit the drop down box and then select Donna. That way it routes to her. But you have to hit the approved box, and you have to hit the down arrow button to select who you're wanting to go to. When I click on the receipt tab, let me go back a second. Up here at the top, you will see the different tabs. I clicked on receipts. These are the 2 receipts that he has attached to that one transaction. I can click on both of them and view them. One is the IPR that was submitted from the department to request the purchase, and the other one is the actual Walmart receipt. The history tab is the last tab on this transaction detail, so you can see where it's been if that is needed. More than likely it's not. But if something gets hung up, or if you're wondering what happened or when it was sent, etc., history is there. So once it's approved, it routes directly to Donna. For any new employees that you hire that you want to have a P card, for anyone that resigns that had a P card, we need you as the department head and VP to make sure you notify us by completing this form. It is also attached to the policy as an addendum. We need to know that the employee left. If they move departments, we need to know that. We need to reassign their card. If they're moving to another department, we can reassign to the different hierarchy ID. If they've resigned, we need to terminate or cancel the card, and so forth. You get it. That's all. Are there any questions? That is our goal. That is our goal. We just need time to do it. But yes, we want to have all of our forms electronic. Kiki. Mhm. Which form?
That one, yes. The cardholders, do we have access to see that as well? Or is that
Yes.
just okay, so everybody has that across the board?
Yeah, let me go
Okay.
back.
Okay.
I didn't cover it. But here's the transaction detail for the card holder, and it's the same tabs up at the top. Yeah. When this is reviewed by the card holder to submit, I don't know if I said this, you have to check the review box. I don't know that I said that. So if you're not seeing it, it's because the review box wasn't checked. And my drop down box for my transaction goes to Josh. So I chose Josh for it to route to. So as soon as I hit save, it will route to him for the transaction approver. If you notice that your fund or org or something is not there, please let us know. We've double checked and triple checked to make sure the new chart is in there. We could have missed something. So just let us know. Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
transaction approver, or is Jason the transaction? approver?
For your transactions, Jason. But you sign everybody under you. But your transaction goes to Jason. Because we all report up to somebody, right? Questions? Sarah? I believe so. Yes. We're trying to get that to work. Haven't been successful, but we will. Matt got his. I didn't get mine, so that's why. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So that's the goal, is to have an email electronically sent when there's a transaction. Yes. Yes. We are changing the feed, so we're doing it monthly. So at the end of the month is when we're going to pull the receipts. So we're asking departments if by the 5th of the month at the latest, the 5th of the following month, please make sure all transactions have receipts and they're approved. Because Donna's going to start pulling it, and that's so that as you do it, yeah, what I'm seeing, it takes a couple business days, 3 business days, give or take, for the transaction to appear on in the portal and at JP Morgan's payment net. You should get an email that it's there, is how we're trying to build it to work. And once you go in, if you have a weekly routine to go in and approve them, or just as the emails come, but then I would hate for you to be waiting on an email that doesn't come until we get the kinks worked out. I would say yes, go in maybe twice a week as you start spending to see if there's anything in there. And of course, we'll reach out. We could send reminders too in the very beginning, like towards the end of the month, every month, whatever's helpful. We'll work together. Definitely work together. And all this is in the policy. Everything that I didn't really cover or highlight in the training, it is in the policy. Have I forgotten anything? These are great questions. Does anyone have any more? Yes, ma'am. So you have multiple cost centers.
Split is a line,
And it goes, you can put different approvers for both of them.
I don't remember.
I don't think so. Because the split transactions at the bottom. No, because it'll be double pay. The transaction, I don't know. Let us get back to you. That's something we'll have to ask Jasmine. I'm thinking it's going to go. Oh, well, I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess.
I'm thinking it will be separate transaction. So maybe you do, I don't know, I can't picture it, but I think that's.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
More questions? These are great. Keep going. Online. Oh, okay. So Jess was asking if she has two grants and there's a receipt and the two grants are split funded for that receipt. Who approves the receipt? What transaction approver? And the answer was we don't know, and we'll have to ask JP Morgan as to how that is handled. Sarah. Mhm.
Like if 70 is moving. Why would it, or is there a way for me to access?
So the question is, if you're an admin working on the transactions and you have access to multiple um, cost centers under the VP. So Sarah Dorsey's asking for admissions versus marketing and how she sees the transactions. I believe I set you up as the same as Marcia so that you see all of the children. So she's 2,000 now as the cost center. All of her children are under the 2,000 family. So we set you up with that hierarchy ID and children so that you can see all of it. Should be able to. That's our goal. That was our intent. Oh, yeah. Okay. We might do that. We could activate it and let you, but we'll have to, well, yeah. Fagan. Yes. Yes. And we know that because we set Jay and Josh up. Yes. Um, Sabine, that was the question. Fagan asked if Jess could have the same level of detail that she has so that she can also approve and see transactions as well. And we said yes. There can be two approvers set up if that's your choice. And like I said at the very beginning, we're all learning this new system. Some of it is we have advantages and there are little disadvantages, but we're trying to work out the kinks and trying to make a workaround to make it work for what we do here. So thank you for your patience. I've enjoyed the training today. If you have any questions once you leave, don't hesitate, reach out. We are going to have open office hours the first week or two of July because as we open the chart, we're going to be training next on how to do budget transfers, and we're going to be teaching you how to do requisitions online. No more IPRs. Yes, so that is coming in June. So stay tuned. We have a training page on our finance intranet page. It's a training page. All of our trainings are going to be listed there. I'm going to work with Stephanie and to post all the documents from training today onto that site and have it available on the purchasing site as well. All right, great. Have a great day.